What's up, guys? Welcome back again. And I hope you don't mind me being outside today. I love the winter cold, so I wanted to get out and just get some fresh air and some nice cool chill. So I wanted to talk about what the Yankees should do with the remaining salary they've got, payroll they've got, flexibility. They initially had about 11.5 to 12 million remaining in payroll cap, but after trading Adam Ottavino to the Red Sox. But now with the Darren O'Day signing for the bullpen to replace Adam Ottavino, they're down to about $9 million. His deal specifically is about a $1.75, $1.8 million for 2021. There is an option, a $1.4 million option for 2022, but it's a mutual option, or a $700,000 buyout. In which case he's still going to make about $2.5 million guaranteed regardless. This is a great move by the Yankees for a couple of reasons. Number one, because of the salary. I mean, you're getting him for, Adam Ottavino is $9 million. He's going to be $2 million. And he does the same kind of things that Adam Ottavino did. He's death on righties, and which is somebody we need. And he's got this kind of underarmish, sidearmish delivery, so it'll be less taxing on his arm. Even though he's older, he's about 37 or 38 years old. He's going to be giving the bullpen a lot of value, and they needed another reliever, particularly after losing Ottavino and Tommy Conley. So I would not be surprised if they brought in one more guy, but we'll see. But not only is he death on righties, he has a sub-2 ERA specifically against the Toronto Blue Jays. And they brought in 2 righty bats, elite righty bats. So I think that's one reason why they brought in a guy like O'Day to neutralize those righty bats. And I originally thought, 2 other guys, Keone Keela and Jake McGee, who are both much better versus righties than they are on lefties. But I think O'Day's actually, they're probably going to be more expensive than O'Day. So I think this is a genius signing by Brian Cashman, which still leaves, like I said, about a good $9 million left, to which they can make a couple of moves. Now, I think there was a little bit of confusion in terms of roster spots and stuff like that. The way to my knowledge, to my understanding of it, they had to clear 3 roster spots, to make room for DJ, Gleyber, and Taillon. Now, the Taillon trade, they traded 4 guys away, Two of them were on the 40-man roster to protect them from the Rule 5 draft. So that cleared up the 2 spots for DJ and Gleyber. So now they needed one remaining spot to be cleared to make room for Jameson, Taillon. The Adam Ottavino trade, it's for a player to be named later. That cleared the 3rd roster spot for Jameson, Taillon. So they were at 40 capacity. Now with the signing for Darren O'Day, they're going to have to make a move, obviously. And any free agent signing moving forward, they're going to have to make a corresponding move. I don't see them DFAing any of the guys on the 40-man. I could see them getting value for anybody, whether it be Tyler Wade or Mike Ford or Mike Tauchman. There's been some interest in Mike Tauchman. Even if they get a marginal prospect in return or somebody like that, or international spending money or whatever, a player to be named later, or cash, I could see a move like that being had, because all those guys can be had for some kind of value. So I like the O'Day trade, and I think, to my knowledge, they only have to clear 1 roster spot right now for O'Day, which I think they can do pretty easily. Now, moving forward, what do I think they should do with the remaining money? It seems to be kind of inevitable now that I think they're going to bring back Brett Gardner, probably on a maybe $4 or $5 million deal. Anything more than that, personally, I would not do it. I would just let Greg Allen be the 4th outfielder, and like an Esteban Florial be the 5th guy, and give the young guy a chance to play, unless he's part of some kind of trade moving forward, which I don't see, but you never know. The rest of the money, personally, now with all the pitching moves that they've made, aside from Jordan Montgomery, there is no other left-handed pitcher in the rotation, whether it be a starter or a spot starter or long relief, which is why I've mentioned the name Carlos Rodon quite a few times recently. Yes, he's had a little bit of injuries over the last couple of years, but he's 27 years old, and he can be had for a low salary with maybe some incentives or something like that, because of the fact he's been out for a couple of years. He's 27. He's also much better against lefties than he is righties. So for a lefty-heavy lineup, he can be a spot starter. You can bring him in for long relief or something like that. And I'm of the opinion that he could be our spot starter long reliever from the left-hand side, and Domingo Germán can be the spot starter long reliever from the right-hand side, And I know he was 18-2 or 18-4 2 years ago, but Keep in mind, too, if you look at it, take a deep dive into his stats, he was good through about 5 innings or so, and then he fell apart a lot of the time. A lot of those games, and he had the elite bullpen at the time kind of bail him out quite a bit. So, which is why I think a spot starter for him or a long relief guy would be a perfect spot for him in 2021, particularly since he missed the whole season last year, serving a suspension. I'm of the opinion the more depth the better, so that we can gradually ease some of these starters back into full capacity and use our depth for either spot starting or long relief instead of putting so much pressure on the bullpen. Now, O'Day can probably go 1 or 2 innings on a regular basis, which is great. But I think Carlos Rodon would be a really good fit, and they would be able to bring him in on the cheap and still have room for, whether it be Brett Gardner or a Colton Wong or Eddie Rosario, something like that. I think it would be possible to get those 2 guys, or any combination of those 2 guys. But Rodon, I think, would be a good idea to bring in here. Again, he's young, he's lefty, and it gives us a little bit another lefty arm. And again, he's hell on lefty hitters. So we have O'Day is hell on righty hitters, Rodon's hell on lefty hitters. So I think I think both of them would be a good fit. Yes, they would have to make a corresponding move to put him on the roster, but I think it would be worth it at this point, and it would be a good way to spend the remaining dollars while staying under the threshold and maybe having a little bit left over for a move later on or something like that. So that's what I think. That's where they're at, with the Darren O'Day signing, which I'm a big fan of, and does a great job, Brian Cashman. And I think it would be a good use of their remaining money. Would I be upset that they brought back Gardner? No, but I would be annoyed if they brought him back for too much. I think it would prevent their ability to either get another reliever or a spot starter or somebody like that. And if we can if you get a Taillon, if you get a Colton Wong, he might be a little bit more pricey. Or Eddie Rosario, we might be able to fit him in for the price of Brett Gardner. He plays multiple positions, but I liked LaStella because he played infield and outfield, but he signed it. He has a 3-year agreement, or reached one, with the San Francisco Giants as pending physical, and obviously all that stuff to make it official. But he's off the board, and so is Cesar Hernandez and Jurickson Profar. All these guys I've mentioned in recent videos, Profar went back to the Padres. So that's how I think it would. The Yankees would be well off spending the remaining part of their payroll flexibility to kind of finish off the offseason. Now, they might make some crazy trade. You never know. He might make a blockbuster trade. Taijuan Walker would have been a nice fit, but at this point, with the trade of Taillon, it doesn't really make sense to bring in Walker, and I think he would be expensive. It wouldn't leave room for any other corresponding move, and I do think they need a lefty bat to complement, which is why Brett Gardner is just becoming the best fit again. So, and again, if they bring it back, they bring it back. Great. He's a lifer. He's been here with us since 2008, and he's been a good Yankee. So can't really be upset with them bringing him back. But any combination of Carlos Rodon and Gardner, or Carlos Rodon and one of those other guys I mentioned, or trade for somebody, who knows? Would be great. A great use of the remaining money. But he's putting together a quietly strong offseason. And again, O'Day gives them, I think, a little bit more stability to offset some of these injury-prone starters that have been acquired or signed, like Gleyber and Taillon, which is another reason why I think Rodon is another good idea. In the event that these guys either stink up the joint, for a start and only throw 2 innings, give up 6 runs, he's a guy to bring in without having to tax the bullpen. Herman, the same thing. Or if you want to go a 6-man rotation every now and then to give those guys a little bit of extra length, a little bit of extra recovery. Another guy, and he's again, you don't have to tax him. If you got 100 or good innings out of him this year, it'd be good. And I think it'd be really, really good, and gradually phase him back to becoming a starter. But if he doesn't, then he'd be a perfect multi-situational guy, long reliever, spot starter, and so on and so forth. So I just think we need another guy that's really good on lefties. So that's my my insight there as to what the Yankees should do to complete the rest of that offseason with the remaining money. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I always appreciate everybody's feedback. I think we're close to it now, close to finishing up the offseason, obviously, unless Cashman has some kind of blockbuster move in his back pocket, but we'll see. And welcome to the channel if you're new. Thanks to my regulars. You're always been so supportive. I appreciate all of you. And if you enjoy this content and haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It's really helpful to the channel. I want to continue growing this channel, and I would like to do some collaborations with other growing YouTubers as well. I think it would be a great idea to get some different perspectives on my channel, some different insights, and we can trade off some ideas and stuff like that as fellow baseball fans and particularly Yankee fans. So if anybody's interested, shoot me a message, or shoot me a message in the comments, or go to my Instagram, Diehard Yankee Fan 447, which I'm kind of back to regular posting again, and send me a message on there. So I appreciate you. Just have a great week. Talk to you next time.